I'm going to ask you to do something that might seem a little odd or out of place and might make you a little uncomfortable. I'm not going to force you, but if you're willing to give it a go, I invite you to take off your shoes. This will be easier for some of us than others. Slip-ons are pretty easy, sandals. If you have ties, I apologize. Don't worry if you have dirt on your feet, or if your toes are a little funky shaped, or if your socks don't match. You can choose socks on or off. But I invite you to feel the floor. Notice how your whole body feels different with your shoes off. Wiggle your toes. Press in your heels and the sides of your soles. Notice the texture, the temperature, how it feels in your ankle, your calf, your knee. Your feet are on holy ground. Of course, that's what we read that God says to Moses, too. And often when we look at this text, including the last time I preached on it a year or two ago, we are often focused on Moses' actions, Moses' response, Moses' leadership, strengths, and weaknesses, and those are all important. But I'd like to spend a bit more time today with God. As we continue to look at our cultural influences on various pieces of Christian understanding, today we're going to sit with a few of the ways that art and film have portrayed God. Can I get the clicker? I know you have it.
I did have it.
Yes, it's okay if we can't. They can.
I'll find it.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Good. I was going to put the pressure on our AV crew. I have a few things to show you. Up until the 3rd or 4th century CE, it would have been uncommon for artists to depict God at all, probably because of scriptural commandments not to do so, such as the 2nd commandment to not make a graven image or likeness of what is in heaven above. But humans have always imagined God. Some of the earliest ancient art that included biblical motifs depicted God's hand extending in from somewhere outside, such as in these 3rd century Jewish frescoes at the Dura Europos synagogue in what is now Syria. They show images of the Elijah stories in the Hebrew Bible, and you can see the hand coming from above into the scene. There's another painting on a wall at the same location, Dura Europos, which depicts the scene from the scripture that Jeff read for us this morning of Moses and the burning bush. You can see his shoes there between his feet and the tree, bush. And I think the hand of God is a little more difficult to see in this one, but it's just above the top of the shrub, gesturing toward Moses' shoulder. Right there. The hand of God is shown in this Armenian relief on the outside of the Akdamar Church, or the Church of the Holy Cross, in what is now Turkey. It's in the top left corner, depicting God's intervention in the sacrifice of Isaac. Gradually, this type of image largely disappears, and this is one of the last in the early Renaissance period. This time, at the very, very top, God has 2 hands releasing the dove at the scene depicting the baptism of Jesus. Early images of God in a more human form show a man, initially as a younger person, as in this painting from a triptych in Ghent, Belgium, by Jan and Hubert van Eyck from 1432. And then for the next few hundred years, from the late 15th through the 19th centuries, God's form shifts to depictions of an older man with white hair and beard, often resting in a cloud. And some of these pieces, such as Michelangelo's creation of Adam, are iconic, and have influenced millions of people's perceptions of God. This piece from 1890 is among the last to depict God in human form in this way. It might be a little difficult to see. The glowing, haloed image of a human-looking God, still with long hair and extending a hand, is all the way in the back or the top of the painting. Up there. But wait, there's more.
But if I say to your children that the God of their fathers has sent me, they will ask, what is his name? And how shall I answer them?
I am that I am. Thou shalt say, I am hath sent me unto you.
Come on out. Don't catch cold. Not what you expected, huh? I picked a look you could understand. For someone else, I would look different.
I am successful, powerful, handsome, happy.
Newly elected Congressman Evan Baxter's life
What are we gonna do? That's right!
was going exactly as planned.
There he is, the big kahuna.
I think I have to do the dance.
Do the dance.
Until he met someone with a plan of his own.
Who are you?
I'm God. Flood's coming, and I want you, Evan Baxter, to build an ark.
Yeah.
Ain't that look too tough?
Well, today must be my lucky day.
Now, no matter where he turns,
Those animals are following me.
See, if you had an ark, you'd have a place to put them all.
no matter what he does,
Wow, what's with the scruffle, mountain man?
Whenever I shave, the beard grows right back in.
Evan, what happened? Did you fall in a mine shaft? Did you just come out of a coma?
No.
Were you attacked by a werewolf?
there's just no escaping
Obviously, the stresses of this office have proven too much for you.
his destiny.
I lost my job, everything.
Why are you doing this? Why me?
You want to change the world, son. So do I.
Here we go.
Gentlemen, I have come up with a little construction project for us this weekend.
Oh!
The whole weekend?
Yes, maybe a couple weekends after that.
You're talking about building a boat.
It might be something fun for the family. Be great in case it floods or something.
Mackenzie Allen Phillips. My. Look at you.
Do I know you?
Not very well, but we can work on that. I've been so looking forward to this, to finally see you face to face. Can I take your coat? And that gun. We wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, now would we? I understand. It's confusing. We all do. We will do this on your terms and time. How about some introductions? I'm Alusia. I have a lot of names, but that's one of my favorites. Or if you want, you can call me what Nan does.
You know Nan?
Oh, yes. Very well.
saying that you're...
I am.
The I am?
I am that I am. Look at that. Already quoting scripture. And you bet my son.
Great to see you, Mac. Your son? Of course.
And, Sarah,
Sarah who?
Seri. It means a breath of wind.
Right. So, which one of you is...
I am. And you have no idea how much I love you.
So, what image do you think of when you think of God? Do you see God as a glowing fire? Does God look like a hand or a middle-aged or older white-haired guy in the sky? Does George Burns come to mind? Or Morgan Freeman? Or Octavia Butler? Do we picture human characteristics, a singular or plural presence? Does God look like anything at all? I think this congregation usually expects that when a pastor comes up here to preach, you gain some insight, some learning, some increase in your understanding about a scripture or a concept. But today, I'm trying to do the opposite. Is it possible that opening ourselves to decreasing what we think we know or need to know or understand about God might allow us to more fully connect to the sacred and holy one? From Barber Brown Taylor's book, Learning to Walk in the Dark. I cannot say for sure when my reliable ideas about God began to slip away, but the big chest I used to keep them in is smaller than a shoebox now. And she continues, most of the time, I feel so ashamed about this that I do not own up to it unless someone else mentions it first. Then we find a quiet place where we can talk about what it is like to feel more and more devoted to a relationship that we are less and less able to say anything about. On my day off this past week, I drove down to Kennett Square to visit one of my favorite places, Longwood Gardens, by myself. A little bit of a solo retreat. I needed to get there early because, as is common on these summer days, thunderstorms were predicted, an accurate prediction, I might add, in the afternoon. I go to the gardens to experience awe and beauty. I go to experience something bigger, more than myself. I immerse myself in an experience with beauty, nurtured by gardeners' hands and sunshine and rain and temperate weather. I go to experience something I did not and could not create, something that I simply observe and take in and enjoy and think, wow. I didn't go to pray or to read the Bible or to work, not that there would be anything wrong with that. I went to breathe and to soak it in, to saturate my spirit. I went to just be for a little while. And I think in my beingness, in our beingness, God is there because God too is. The name of God as used in the Hebrew text, reformatted for our English eyes and ears, is YHWH, Yahweh, when you add vowels, which is a form of the Hebrew verb to be. The Hebrew in this Exodus 3 story we heard uses a form of this same word, this same to be verb, when God reveals his name to Moses. I am who I am, or I am that I am. Hebrew verbs operate differently than English verbs, so some scholars think there may be more of a future sense. I will be who I will be. No description to Moses of a deep masculine voice, or gender, or skin color, or hair color, or even skin or hair at all. Just, I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. On Thursday at the gardens, I passed a young couple walking along the boardwalk by the meadow. I thought maybe they were on a first date, or perhaps they were a more established couple, or maybe they were just friends, which is fine. I couldn't tell. I noticed that the woman used a white cane, tapping it out in front of her body to guide her path as she walked alongside her partner, and I assume she had a visual impairment. And I immediately felt saddened that she was not able to fully experience the beauty of the bright colored yellow and orange zinnia, the pink straw flower, the full white bleached cone heads of hydrangea, the red cardinal flower, the dusty purple Joe Pye weed. And then I remembered that my own experience is so much more than what I can see. And this woman could see things that I was less attentive to because I depend so heavily on my eyes. My open-toed chacos allowed the morning moisture to wet my feet and the blades of grass to gently strike my toes. I heard bird songs and water splashing in fountains and voices of passers-by and later rolling thunder. Sitting in the middle of the gardens, the heady scent of the greens made me hungry for vegetables, and so I enjoyed a fresh spinach salad for lunch. What are you experiencing right now in this place? What do you feel with your still bare feet on the ground? What do you hear? What do you see and smell and taste? We humans have gotten really, really good at using our senses to perceive what is around us in the world. I am so grateful for the ability to see and hear and smell and taste and feel. Yet I wonder if that makes it difficult to understand the mysterious nature of something that is beyond all that, including but also beyond what we can experience physically, including but beyond what we can experience emotionally, including but beyond what we experience with logic and reason. I try not to pick scripture translations based just on what I like or what I think sounds good, but I will admit that I prefer the translation that uses that instead of who. I am that I am. For me, the who draws me back into that desire to picture a God that looks like me with human characteristics and personality features that I can relate to. And there are times on our journey that imagery is important and stabilizing and valuable and comforting. But in the beginning of this great scriptural story that we call the Bible, we are not told that God is created in the image of humans. We are told that humans are created in the image of God. Imago Dei. In the image of God. Sometimes I think that we are, or at least I am, a bit stuck on images that are visual or things that I can feel or hear, as if my senses and my thinking are my only way of knowing. We have created artwork and built buildings and structured religious systems and written books, lots and lots of words and lots of books, all to try to comprehend and organize and perhaps even to rein in the sacred presence of the divine that we call God. Has it worked? Have we created God in our own image? I wonder, can we recreate, renew this image of God? Perhaps instead of searching for an image, can we imagine? Can we set some of our long-established cultural and personal notions aside? And can we decrease our need, our desire to understand, to comprehend, to make sense of it all, and increase our willingness to be and to experience the I am in the midst of the mystery of it all? May it be so.